And all my gamers and NFT enthusiasts, the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast is hooked up with the Lightest Spear Network to offer you something special. Go to the top line of the description box and click on the link to play a season preview of the game Finesse Shadow Warriors. It's brought to you by play.finesse.fun. Go to the top line of the description box if you're into NFTs and if you're into gaming. Go have nonstop fun. Tell me your boy Oga sent you. The link is at the top line of the description box. Play.finesse.fun. Go get it. All right, the Memphis Grizzlies' Ja Morant is in a world of you know what. Just a few days after he was caught on social media brandishing a gun, he was suspended for the last 2 games. Well, pressure's beginning to mount, and now the police are involved and is calling into question his NBA future. His future with sponsors like Nike and Powerade. Now, he got a $193 million contract for the 23-year-old phenom who's already being compared to people like Allen Iverson, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, all in one. But like many athletes that are gifted like the brother is, he has a little bit of baggage now. I don't know if you guys seen the video. It was an Instagram clip which showed the two-time NBA All-Star shirtless in a club, waving a pistol in the camera. Now, that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Morant's troubles, right? This is crazy, man. I'm not going to get into some of the other stuff. Just some stuff actually did happen, earlier in the season with the Pacers and another this and that. Here's what I'll say about the whole situation, right? I think he just made a big mistake, man. A big mistake. Now, with that being said, I absolutely think he should be held accountable. But I do have limits on what extent he should be held accountable. Now, we just found out also that the police are now actively investigating this situation that went down, apparently in some type of a bar or sports bar. I take myself back to my 23-year-old self, and this is no way to absolve him from any responsibility or any type of, punishment that may come or befall him. But I can remember, a laundry list of things that I did at 23 that could have got me canned, could have got me in a lot of trouble, but for whatever reason I wasn't caught. Now, I'm saying all that to say is that you're going to make mistakes, but when you don the title as a professional athlete, this is why it's so important for the older guys in the locker room to show these guys the example of, okay, this is how a professional behaves. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to do this. It's okay to do that. But some things are just unacceptable. Unacceptable. And that was one of those things. And you're in the rap culture, hip hop culture. This goes on every day. You see it, guys flashing guns and whatnot. And for a second, I think he kind of just lost himself and thought he was Lil Durk, a little baby on one of them dudes, wilding out on the camera. But, it's definitely a situation he can learn from. Now, the NBA is talking about possibly a 50-game suspension, probably even more. Some people are talking about he should be taken out the NBA. I think that's very extreme. Now, I'm not opposed to a suspension. 50 games, I think, is a little, excessive. But, again, remember, these guys sign agreements. They get guaranteed money, and they sign agreements when they come into the league, to follow different rules or else. So I'm not sure what his contract says, but I just feel for him because I know like anybody could have been in that situation at 23, wilding out. Now you want to show guns and this and that. It's like, come on, dog. Like at the end of the day, you're not a rapper. If you was a rapper, sadly, it would be acceptable. But you're an NBA player, right? That kids are now looking up to, and that just is what it is. It is what it is, man. And I could feel for him. I could feel like that could be my son or something. Like, you're a knucklehead. You made a mistake. You made a big mistake. Don't let it happen again. Now, I think that the NBA, I don't think much is going to happen from the police investigation of the situation. I'm seeing he has a lawyer. There's a lot of ways you can get out of that, but I'm no lawyer to tell people anything. But the NBA, I will say, if I was the commissioner, I maybe say anywhere, I say maybe a 10 game, 20 games, something like that, suspension, something like that, maybe forfeiting some money. He got to feel it a little bit, even though he's going to probably make an upwards of $500 billion in his career, easy, over the next 10 years, easy. He got to fill it somehow. Now, sponsors may pull. I don't know if that's going to happen. I think that's extreme. I think it's a situation where that he needs to get in front of, apologize if he didn't already apologize, and let him know that it was just a big mistake. And, like I was saying earlier, you get the veterans in the locker room, the coaches and stuff. You got to set the example. Now, it's up to him whether he follows the example. It's up to these youngsters whether they follow the example or not. But I grew up watching the Philadelphia 76ers. I watched Allen Iverson very closely, and he never had anything to this extent, but it kind of gives me those kind of like, young knucklehead, kind of Brendan breaking the rules and this and that. Now, when I initially seen it, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I'm like, all right, he's wilding. He probably should, and let's talk about this as well. He definitely should have a pistol. He definitely should have security. But he also, in that same breath, needs to be handling the gun responsibly around people. A gun is not to be waving it around in the camera when people isn't around. Too much shit can go wrong. It should be in a holster. It should be somewhere secure, just in case you need to use it. Not acting like you Lil Durk. That's the mistake that he made. But as far as the gun, we seen Sean Taylor. We seen B. Robinson from Washington get shot almost. Thank God he's still here playing the running back for the Washington football team. Zach Pascal a couple of days ago in Maryland getting robbed over a diamond chain. We see all these different instances where people is getting robbed. People is getting shot because of their fame, their stardom, and their success. So hell yeah, you should have a tool on you. But it's all about how you handle that tool. You got to be responsible with that tool. You feel me? So, with that being said, man, there's a lot right now to unpack with this situation. People are trying to say he may be a gang member, this, that, and the third, and I don't know. I'm not going that far. It was just a mistake that he needs to get out in front of and apologize and make sure this doesn't happen. There's too much money on the line. It's too much success on the line. You talk a generational wealth is on the line to be making a foolish mistake like that, man. You can have your fun. You can have your fun and women and drinking alcohol, whatever you doing. Just don't do nothing silly like that again, young bro. That's all. It's a learning experience. Hopefully, in a couple of months, a year or so, we can look back at the situation like, oh man, that was crazy. That was crazy. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. How do you feel about he already got a 2-game suspension, which is okay. Slap on the wrist. But it's escalating further and further. It seems like the public outcry, the police now getting involved, is starting to escalate the situation to it's like, okay, more may come of this. And I don't want to see it for the young man. Nobody got hurt. Nobody was injured. He didn't shoot nobody. You know what I mean? Nothing like that. He just made a bad mistake. But with that being said, like I said, I want to hear what you guys and girls got to say down below in the comment section. How do you feel about the situation? Definitely can't wait to read what you guys and girls are going to say. Also, this video is brought to you by hiphopun.com. hiphopletterun.com is our official website. If you're in NFTs and if you're a gamer or if you went to both, click the top line of the description box. I got something special for you. We joined up with the Lightest Fear Network. Like I said, NFTs, gaming, or if you're into making bread, click the link at the top line of the description box. It's your boy, Ogaman, over and out. Peace.